Hey guys, welcome to my Rants, episode 12. And I've been thinking about the role that social media has had in our lives. I mean, I'm technically doing it right now on a technically social platform, but I don't think talking through comments is kind of a social thing. Although I would appreciate it if you did, but I don't think it really quantifies as a social site. That's just me, but I'm more talking about like what word based like social media, like Facebook, former MySpace, Twitter, now X, um, TikTok, Instagram. You those, and I feel like given what's happened and like how people are just appear like they're absolutely mental. I gotta think that most of it is like the more I think about it, the more I feel like it's social media's fault. As I put in the title, algorithmic madness. Because I genuinely feel that once social media use algorithms to push uh, posts and items and stories that you actually like, then that basically fed the because how I mean it's probably like a little bit more nuanced than this. I don't know that much about how it works, but how I understand it is you look at something on social media, like on the timeline, right? Or whatever it is, the front page, and you just see something, you click it. The algorithm goes, oh, you want to see something like this? Okay. But here's the thing, it also takes into account what the majority of other people click on. And it has been proven that this this is from a study I remember seeing somewhere. I have absolutely no idea what it is, but I know it's written somewhere. They did a study on this. Is that people more often click on bad so-called bad things, like bad or shocking things that happened, because that you know and that's essentially what most uh I mean, even it's not even social media, it's most websites now, like IGN, GameSpot, like the I mean, even like traditional media sites have like gone for polarizing and like assertive 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 headlines that like to like try and get people to click on their articles. And I mean, there's basically a term for it. It's called CMI. CP. No, is it CMI or CPI? Hang on, I might search that up. Hang on. CPI. That is not what I wanted. Not Consumer Price Index. CPI data. Data website. Yeah, clips per minute. That's it. CPM. That's it. Not CPI. CPM. That's it. Just wanted to get that correct. See, I'm not saying that social media has had, is the sole cause of most of what's happening in the world. But the correlation is there. I feel like, especially in the last 5 years, with it exacerbated by what COVID did to us and all that, I feel like, man, yeah, the algorithmic driven based social media, and it in turn recommending you, more and more like shocking and depraved headlines, with the websites trying to do the exact same thing, trying to get people to click on them through social media to get to that site, has inherently led to a culture of, well, I don't even know how to describe it. It's not really a culture. It's more like it feeds into an aspect of humanity that fosters division, oddly enough. It sees that because it's not just what. Oh, actually, I got sidetracked by what traditional media is doing is like funneling. Yeah, with the funneling of like, adverse headlines. The very fact is that it's doing that to everything on the social network, meaning that over time, the longest, I'm not really on social media now. I tried X back when Elon Musk bought it and renamed it to X. In fact, it was like a few months before that. That was weird. Anyway, that was when I first got on Twitter, and like after about a year and a bit, I kind of grew disillusioned with it and just stopped. Just grew exhausting. Because, like, I felt like social media has stopped being social. It's just become a place to argue. It's not a place for like, communicating. It's a place for shouting into the ether about your particular qualms and like ideologies. It's not a place for civil discussion. It's just a place for megaphoning your ideas out into the ether. And that has fostered a sense of individuality with everyone that I think that has grown up around social media. Because when I worked at Domino's as a delivery driver, it absolutely staggered me at just, I mean, no offense to any people, who were born after, I don't even know. Was that like 2006? Yeah, that seems about right. 2006, 2005. God damn, I'm old. That the people who are in the workforce now, they seem a lot more dumb. And I don't know if this is just like, people used to be so much smarter when I was They weren't. I watched my brother, like, run headlong into a bloody sign. Because he got scared of the... Well, actually, no. He wasn't scared of the dog. That was later. I absolutely love this story. He was, like, turning around, yelling at me for something. And he, like, turned around in a huff, and he smacked straight into a speed sign. And there was like a massive bolt like right in the hand, and he still has a star on his head, like just above his brow. And he was so like he was so much in pain because he was like around 8 or 10 at the time. I think it might have been 10. Yeah, 10 sounds about right. He literally ran because this was at the like turning into the road coming back from the bus stop. He ran all the way back to the rest of the all the way back home, which was like about a kilometer, I think. For you Americans, that's 0.3 miles. Hang on. 0.6 mile. I was almost right. And there was like a massive dog. He got scared because massive dog that was like next door. He ran straight past that, and he was like crying and bawling all the way, and I was laughing my fucking ass off. I mean, I was vaguely scared of the dog as well, and I didn't freaking care because I was laughing my ass off all the way back down the drive to home. Holy shit. And all that to say, our generation, it's not exclusively your generation. I'm not picking on your generation as being stupid or whatever. Maybe it's not stupid in like the, intellectual sense. I think it's more stupid in like a common sense way. Like, they seem to be missing like fundamental physical things that I used to just take for granted. Like, my memory's not the greatest, so I can't give you a specific example, but I don't know. Yeah. And I feel like that kind of lack of common sense is expanded to the point that it's like everything with these like terminally online people seem to just run on vibes. They seem to run on what they feel is right. Like they just take it for granted. I mean, I know I couldn't point to one specific example, but that's only within my experience. Again, I don't have any specific source, but there is. It feels like they've done studies on this with you know what? I will actually bring up something. Uh, com- whoop. Computer intelligence. Not course. Study. No, not artificial intelligence. Study generation. I mean, that's a whole other thing I could go into. It's just providing me aspects of like AI on like modern coursework, and that's a whole nother thing. I really trained myself to like not sneeze that loudly. I'm pretty sure it's because of you guys. Thanks, I guess. Anyway, that's with generative AI. That's a whole other aspect we could go down with like younger people like using literally everything to uh chat GPT and using it like how we used Google back in the day. I mean, to be fair, I kind of feel sorry for like these new generation like guys, especially in terms of job application, because I recently found out that they use AI to sort through job applications, and that probably is why I've not had a job in basically a year. I might talk about my work officer about that. Yeah. So yeah, there's that aspect of that, but we won't touch on that. That's a whole different thing. We'll get a podcast, future podcast idea, podcast rant. But I feel like it's it's not really stupidity. I mean, as I've said, it's more like they're not like people online are not. It doesn't feel like they check. It doesn't feel like they like actually research and do the work to make sure if something that, the general media says, or like random internet dudes like podcasters, podcast bros say they do, like they don't actually go out, do the work, like actually, use their brains to like actively reason and think through stuff. Like think through and reason with themselves. It feels like that's it. Critical thinking. That's the word I was looking for. Critical thinking. It feels like people don't know how to critically think. They just take stuff based on vibes. And they use those vibes to inhabit their feelings, to validate their feelings. Because it doesn't matter if something is right if you believe it is right. It's very religiously minded. It's very much a dogmatic reaction that they just. I mean, I know I like started about this by like talking about Gen Z and Gen Alpha. This isn't solely about them. I'm talking purely about people on social media, like terminally online social media. The guys who don't cut grass. It feels like you can't have like any civil discussion on the internet anymore. And that's the reason why I just really want to address this, because I feel like the day that algorithmically driven social media became a widespread thing is kind of the one of the means that we slowly started to get to this absolutely, forgive the language, shithouse position. That's. I mean, the only way we can fix this, I think, is. I don't know. Breakups, I guess. More regulation on and research on what algorithmically driven social media is actually doing to our brains. And also aspects in how much the integration of AI, now AI driven algorithmics have mixed into it. Like there has been on YouTube with the with certain videos getting like AI moderated. We need to look into that kind of thing. Oh, that's I'm probably like confluating different topics there. I ought to save that potentially next time. So, if you enjoyed my rants, please like, share, and subscribe. Yeah. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are. I've been Purist, signing off.